All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to tackle one of those grammar puzzles that trips everybody up, possessive words. And to help us sort it all out, we've got a little help from a real expert.
So whose book is it anyway? Expressing ownership in English, saying something belongs to someone. It can be surprisingly tricky, right? It's one of those areas where it's super easy to make a common mistake that even fluent speakers get tripped up on. And that's why we're going to sort this out with an expert. Yep, we're actually stepping into the cozy, wood-paneled study of the one and only Professor Capybara. He's going to give us the definitive lesson on how to master possession. Okay, section 1, let's dive right in. The professor says the first piece of this whole puzzle is what we call possessive adjectives. And as the title here suggests, there's one really important thing to remember about them. They always need a partner. So, what are we talking about here? Well, these are words you use all the time. My, your, his, her, its, our, and their. Simple enough, right? They just tell us who owns something. But, and this is a big but, there is one simple, absolutely crucial rule you've got to know about them.
And here it is, the golden rule. These guys are always followed by a noun. Always. You can almost think of them as being a little needy. They just can't stand on their own. They have to be followed by the thing, the person, place, or thing that's actually being owned.
Let's look at this in action. It makes it super clear. Do you want to borrow my pen? See, my is right there with pen. Or that's her jacket. Hers with jacket. Their children are sleeping. Its feathers are bright blue. You see that pattern, right? The adjective is always attached to its noun buddy.
Okay, so if that's the first half of the story, let's move on to the second part. Enter the pronouns. Now, if the adjectives are the needy ones, well, these guys are the total opposite. They're the independent ones. They stand on their own.
So we're talking about words like mine, yours, his, hers, ours, and theirs. They do the same job. They show ownership, but they do it in a much more efficient way. They actually replace the adjective and the noun all in one go.
And this brings us to their golden rule. And you'll notice it is the complete opposite of the first one. Possessive pronouns are never followed by a noun. Never, ever. Why? Well, because they basically already swallowed the noun up, so adding another one just doesn't make any sense.
Let's look at some examples, and you'll see exactly how this works. That must be your book because this one is mine. See? Mine just means my book. Or this house is finally ours. Ours is a stand-in for our house. His presentation wasn't great, but hers was. Hers means her presentation. They just stand alone, nice and clean, usually at the end of the thought.
All right, section 3. Let's put these two ideas side by side. This is where it all clicks into place, that big aha moment.
And here you have it, the core difference. On one side, you have the adjective with its noun. This is my book. On the other side, the pronoun stands alone. This book is mine. The whole thing, literally the entire concept, just boils down to one simple question. Is there a noun right after the word? If the answer is yes, you use an adjective. If the answer is no, you use a pronoun. That's it.
And Professor Capybara put together this handy little reference chart that lays it all out perfectly. You can see the pairs, right? My and mine, your and yours, her and hers. Now pay attention to two little quirks here. First, his is the same in both columns. Interesting. And second, look at that. There's a blank space next to its. We're going to come back to that in just a second.
Okay, section 4. We've got the theory down, so now it's time for the fun part. Let's apply these rules and dismantle some of the most common, most frustrating grammar traps in the English language. Oh yeah, trap number 1, your versus your. You see this mix-up everywhere. But now, with our rule, it's so easy to solve. Are you showing that something belongs to someone, like your dog? Then you need your. Simple. But if you can replace the word with you are, then you need the contraction, your, as in you're not listening.
And trap number 2 is the exact same deal, just with different letters. Their versus their. Are we talking about possession, like their bikes? Then it's THEIR. Is it just a short way of saying they are? Then it's the contraction, THEY', like they're playing in the park.
Okay, and now for the big one. Trap number 3, its versus its. This might just be the most common mistake in all of English, but our rule, it's like a secret weapon. When you're showing possession,
Like the dog hurt its paw. It's just its, no apostrophe, ever. The possessive form never gets an apostrophe. If you mean it is or it has, that's when you use the contraction. It's not what it looks like.
And that brings us back to that little blank space on the professor's chart. This is a crucial note. The possessive adjective its has no possessive pronoun version. You can say a dog hurt its paw, but you can never say that paw is its. It just sounds wrong, and it is wrong. It's the one adjective that doesn't have a standalone pronoun partner. That is a super important detail to remember. All right, let's bring it all home. Section 5, your grammar mastered. We're going to wrap this whole thing up with a simple, final process that you can use anytime you're not sure which word to pick.
Here it is, Professor Capybara's 3-step process. It's like a foolproof mental checklist. Step 1, find the thing being owned. Step 2, ask yourself, is that thing, that noun, written right after the possessive word? And step 3, if the answer is yes, you use an adjective like my or your. If the answer is no, you use a pronoun like mine or yours. Follow those steps and you will get it right every single time.
And as the professor says, using these possessive words correctly will really make a big difference to your English fluency. And he's absolutely right. It might seem like a small thing, but mastering this one little distinction is a huge step towards sounding clearer, more confident, and just more polished in your communication.
So, that leads us to the final question. Now that this knowledge is yours, how are you going to use it? Because after all, this information isn't mine anymore. It's all yours.